To eastern and southern Kentucky, this is WYNT Mountain News at 11.
We apologize for some technical difficulties that we were dealing through, but we're back now, and here we go. Good evening, I'm Will Puckett. We begin tonight with the continuing story of one of the largest disability fraud cases in United States history. Nearly 200 former Eric C. Kahn clients are seeing money from the Social Security Administration once again. Today, millions of dollars poured into the accounts 3 months after numerous judges ruled to return benefits. I met with one of the attorneys working closely with clients to learn more. Nearly 200 people watched their bank accounts recover Thursday.
It's just a huge weight being lifted off of people's shoulders.
Nearly 4 years after the Social Security Administration forced Kahn clients to give their money back, some are seeing it returned.
The federal judges ruled that Social Security violated their constitutional rights. So the people that lost their benefits through that process are now finally getting them restored.
The money is dollars returned to the Social Security Administration and benefits not paid over the more than 36 months past.
So for the people that were getting, say, $2,000 a month, that's, $2,000 times 12 months times 3.5 years. We're talking about, $75,000, $100,000 for some people.
Evan Smith with Apple Red Legal Services says it is close to a $20 million payout in total for these former Kahn clients.
There's been some dark times through this, but ultimately the hope that we had at the beginning is shining through.
A hope that there are better days ahead and that the hundreds still left in limbo will start to see their fair share of money come through, too. Now, Smith and Ned Pillersdorf both warned Kahn clients who are getting their money back to be aware of scammers. They both recommend not putting on Facebook or anywhere online that you are getting your money back. They also advise anyone to be wary of calls from people saying that they are the Social Security Administration or the IRS. If you have any questions, you can call them or the Kentucky Attorney General's fraud hotline at 888-432-9257. Now to an update on a murder and kidnapping suspect that shut down an eastern Kentucky school system. About an hour ago, we learned Jackson County schools will be closed tomorrow. This after a man police say is wanted for murder and kidnapping in western Kentucky caused the school to go on lockdown earlier today. 37-year-old Terry Allen Whitehouse was let out of jail just yesterday. Police believed he may be in or heading to the Jackson County area. The Jackson County school system was on lockdown from about 1 p.m. until school let out this afternoon. School in Jackson County will be out tomorrow out of an abundance of caution. Tonight, the Red Cross is helping Hazard families find somewhere to rest their head after the building that housed their homes collapsed. It happened this afternoon on East Main Street at the old Faulkner's garage. WYMT's Lacey Roberts was there as the building inspector got a first look at the rubble.
Families without anywhere to lay their head tonight.
4 families, 11 people displaced. But then they went back, when he got here and they inspected the apartments, there's only 2 apartments destroyed, so there's only 5 people displaced.
Hazard Mayor Happy Mobilini says this was an add-on to the existing building that collapsed.
Then our police and fire department, gas department, water were here within 5 minutes.
Dan Roll is the hazard building inspector and says this section had just seen years of wear and tear running its course.
The wall, it just suffered from fatigue, probably expansion and contraction, where we're going from real hot, dry time to a cooler time.
As the Red Cross comes into town to help the families impacted, the only question remaining tonight is the building safe?
This little section here is pretty much independent of the rest of the building.
Moments of fright turning into a cleanup operation and a search for a new home for 2 families. In Hazard, Lacey Roberts, WYMT Mountain News.
Now, our media partners at WSGS say Faulkner's moved into that building in 1936. It is not known if anyone was in the building before Faulkner's bought it.
And it was another gorgeous fall-like day here in the mountains. We saw that mixture of sun and clouds throughout the day, and now we're looking at a pretty gorgeous and chilly evening. We'll go ahead and take you to Interstate 64 into Moorhead. You can see plenty of sunshine, that sun setting, and overall just a pretty calm and quiet evening ahead. Satellite and radar are really mimicking that. We saw a few clouds here and there, and we'll continue to see those clouds as we head into the overnight hours, but still remaining on that drier side. Temperatures, some spots already dropping into the upper 50s. If you're looking down into Harlan, Middlesboro, into Williamsburg, lower 60s into London and Somerset, but still mid to upper 60s if you're looking into Pikeville, Hazard, and even up into Moorhead as well. You can definitely see where some of that cloud cover is maybe sticking around. Most of us remain into about the upper 50s, lower 60s tonight with those partly cloudy skies, and could see a little bit of that patchy fog late tonight and early as we head into your Friday. It's going to be another gorgeous day though as we head into your Friday, but it's a little bit later Friday night into your Saturday where a cold front moves in, brings us more chances for some showers, and brings us a pretty big cool down as we head into the weekend. I'll have those details coming up in just a little bit. Will.
Alrighty, Paige, thank you. Well, less than a week after the start of the fall meet, 3 horses have died after racing at Keeneland, the latest happening during the 5th race yesterday. The horse Triggerman suffered a catastrophic injury. The jockey was thrown from the thoroughbred and was also injured. Horse safety has come under heavy scrutiny. Keeneland announced new additions last month focusing on horse and track safety.
Horses are a prisoner of their own anatomy. If you have a bad ankle sprain or you fracture your leg and have to have surgery, you have to have bed rest, but you can't put a horse in bed. So there are injuries that we just have no treatment mechanism.
Keeneland recently appointed an equine safety director and director of racing services before the start of the fall meet. Both of those positions deal directly with horse safety. Now, nationwide scrutiny of horse deaths began after dozens died at Southern California's Santa Anita Park. Just this Monday, the 33rd horse died at the track since last December. The track's owner said Kentucky Colonel, a 5-year-old gelding, died after a jog on the training track. Santa Anita Park closed for an evaluation in March after more than 20 horses died over the course of 3 months. Over the summer, the California Horse Racing Board began investigating trainers to see if they played any role in the string of horse deaths at the park. One Kentucky family has a lot of questions tonight after their daughter was found dead several states away. A woman's badly burned body was found September 20th in Chester County, South Carolina. She was positively identified as Melissa Wittes yesterday. WYMT's Phil Pendleton spoke with her step-parents in Lexington on the mysterious circumstances surrounding Wittes' death.
Life can sometimes take you in many different directions, and that was quite literal for Melissa Wittes.
She called us from different areas.
She left a message one time saying she was in Virginia, I think.
Nothing could prepare them for the phone call they got Wednesday.
Are you sitting down? I said yes. And he said, well, Melissa's gone.
Police in Chester County, south of the North Carolina border, say she had been burned.
She was my stepdaughter. She was a good person, but just last year or so, just a troubled life.
The Ferrises tell me that they last saw Melissa at their home in Lexington about a month ago. From there, she went back to Somerset, but they don't understand why she went to South Carolina.
We are her voice now, so we are.
Her family knows of no suspects or persons of interest. The cause of death has not been released.
I loved her. A lot of people cared for her. She didn't deserve this.
Nobody
deserves to die like this. We will find out who done it, and they will pay.
Wittes was married with 2 children of her own. In Lexington, Phil Pendleton, WYMT Mountain News.
We are told that funeral arrangements for Wittes are being handled by Southern Oaks Funeral Home in Somerset. Coming up at 11, we'll tell you the new plan the EPA is rolling out to keep your drinking water safe.
And we only have one more day of those warmer temperatures before a cold front arrives and cools us down pretty nicely. I'll have those details in just a few short minutes.